Maroon's Dagon, Prince of Destruction, second of the four corners of the House of Troubles. His is the domain of the Deadlands, and the ruins of his shrines can be found across Morrowind. Maligned, despised, described as evil by civilized societies, his followers cast out and routed by the likes of the Tribunal Temple. Few deities have a darker reputation than Maroon's Dagon. Few are as feared as the Harbinger of Destruction. But the followers of Maroon's Dagon would tell you that stagnation is the enemy of creation, that destruction is what breeds change, and change breeds renewal, rebirth, revitalization. For a new forest to grow, an old one must burn. As such, the worshippers of Maroon's Dagon are not senseless fiends destroying everything in sight, but rather they believe in targeted destruction, with the aim to change, to renew, or so they'll tell you anyway. And not only will they tell you this, but they'll allow you to join their ranks. For today's Mod of the Day is Favors of Dagon by Tame Valor, a unique little quest mod that adds 5 new quests to the Cultist of Maroon's Dagon, alongside tons of new and unique dialogue that just fleshes out one's simple enemies for you to defeat, and some just more fully realized characters, with their own personalities, philosophies, and opinions on why they've chosen to worship the Daedric Prince of Destruction. In Vanilla Morrowind, the Cultists of Maroon's Dagon were hostile by default, and the only quest you could do for the Daedric Prince of Destruction was, of course, the one to retrieve Maroon's Razor. And now, with Favors of Dagon, the Cultists of Maroon's Dagon, well, maybe not exactly friendly, or at least non-hostile. And after you retrieve the blade, Maroon's Razor, you'll get a chance to fully become his champion, through a series of quests that will prove your devotion to destruction. Retrieving the blade is only the first step on the path to becoming a full-fledged ardent supporter of Maroon's Dagon. To prove yourself, you'll need to visit various Daedric shrines around Morrowind, and perform rituals, which come at both a cost in health, and also a boon in new powers and bonuses to your stats. Along the way, you'll meet the cultists and priests of Maroon's Dagon, unique personalities with tons of unique dialogue about Maroon's Dagon, their shrines, their fellow worshippers, and more. They'll also have a few miscellaneous quests for you to do, targeted errands of destruction, or else other just little tasks that need doing. As you perform the rituals, their respect for you will grow, and you'll hear more about their plans, including plans to unleash a wave of destruction upon Tamriel, and thus sow the seeds for unprecedented change. Oblivion players will recognize this as the early plots and machinations of the Mythic Dawn. All in all, I have to say I was rather impressed by this little quest mod. It manages to both feel unique and also like a natural extension of Morrowind itself. Like if the developers had had enough time to, actually flesh out each of the Daedric cults. This is maybe the direction they would have gone in. The dialogue and quests are lore-friendly and fit in with the existing world of Morrowind, and Favors of Dagon does a simply splendid job of adding more character and meaning to these Daedric shrines. Personally, I would love to see more mods in this format. I mean, we do already have Rot Submersive Madness for the followers of Sheogorath, but it would be great to see more mods fleshing out the cults of Molag Bal and Malakath, rounding out the four corners of the House of Troubles. But anyway, that's just it for today's Mod of the Day. After all, you know, this isn't a big quest mod, so there's not too much to show off here. At least, not without spoiling everything, but, you know, I would just strongly recommend giving it a try. That said, as always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.